most interesting? What's your question?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting your phone call? Oh, don't be nervous. Ask the question, but come to the mic. Oh, she's got so much going on here, baby. She's got devices and she's got pads and somebody's on the... What's the question?
The question was, actually, you kind of already sort of answered it, but I figured I waited in line. I'm a better ask it. It was,
so why don't you take a seat? What is it, sweetie?
7 years without a relationship and any kind of human contact except for, you know...
Holograms.
Man.
Holograms.
And Jackson at one point in time.
Who?
It was Jackson, right? The dude?
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
Divine. I said we need to do counterpoint parts 2, 3, 4. What a doll was he, right? Wasn't that a good one? Do I love him? Do I hate him? Do I love him? Do I hate him? I said, who cares? Just keep going. How was it to be without a man for 7 years?
If you could rewrite it,
if I could rewrite it?
With somebody else, or with somebody, eventually. Someone to say the doctor?
John Delancey happens to be one of my close personal friends. And I can assure you, he would not be my choice for 7 years. In the captain's quarters. Remember the scene in the bathtub? I was supposed to be alone in the bathtub. The next thing I know, he's in the tub, he's got my shower cap on, he's got the bubbles going. That's exactly my point about men in space. No, I would not take a lover. No. But I got to go home at night. Okay, good. Have fun. Good devices. Very good. Come. Hi.
My name's
Lots of handsome guys here today. My eye just fell on a man with a very white face and a green bow tie. As I said that, you two are unique in every way. What is your question?
Well, my first question was Mrs. Colombo, but we touched on that.
We touched.
And I have to say, you know, you didn't promote events the entire trip.
I didn't promote Harry Kim. Why do you think I didn't? Why do you think I didn't promote Ensign Kim? Hard to tear him away from the roulette table, you know what I'm talking about? Somebody has to always be the ensign. That's just the way it goes. I was busy promoting everybody. I promoted myself, right?
One thing I was going to ask you to talk about, any fun stuff on set, pranks, jokesters?
I know, you're a guy. You're like in your mid-20s, aren't you? Yeah, because you want to know about fun stuff with the guys. Guys think other guys are funny, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning. But 42-year-old women with small children at home don't really think that stuff is funny. So the humor was usually sort of one-sided, but they enjoyed themselves enormously. There's a naked woman coming up here. Okay, guys, stand up. Get those cameras. You're almost starkers. Look at that. What are you?
Do you remember Dragon Age?
Are you Fleming?
No, I'm already your daughter.
Why can't you be Fleming? You're very attractive. Oh, you're the daughter. Isn't that a good one? Dragon Age is good, isn't it? You look good. Courtney, very good.
But I wanted to know if you could talk about, well, Jalen was one of my favorite characters. She had such pathos, such emotion. She was the kind of person you wanted to be your mom or you wanted her to be. It was amazing. But you also did Cove on NTSF's SUV.
I'm still doing her.
I know. And she's one of my other favorite things.
She's a whack job. Isn't she?
And you do it so well. I'm going to get down and get there. So I'm also going to advertise it a little bit, talk about it, because I'm not sure everyone knows what it is yet.
Does anybody watch my series NTSFSDSUV? Thank you, all 3 of you. This is on Adult Swim. I myself haven't watched it. I just do it.
It's brilliant.
These guys are lunatics. It's the Upright Citizens Brigade, the top comedians in the United States, in Hollywood. And we're doing a series. It's live action. And I play the head of a terrible strike force. I wear an eye patch. I'm obsessed with sex. I'm married to Paul Scheer. Do you know the comedian Paul Scheer? He plays Trent Howard. He's the lead. Yes. Yes. And we have two children, Jericho and Cherokee. They don't speak. They've never spoken, but they're karate champions. And we're in the business of keeping San Diego a second-rate city. Do I need to go on what this series is about? It's a lunatic thing, but it's fun. It's a send-up of everything.
I watch it because you're on it, then it's just...
I hope you're having fun with it. I think we can take procedurals a little too seriously, don't you? Not to be confused with good sci-fi. But procedurals are very self-important, aren't they? Captain, did you find the perp? You know, all that stuff has to be set up. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being Morgan. You're lovely. She's going to set off the fire. Yes. How are you?
An honor to find you.
You have a device. What do you think a Martian would say if a Martian came down about this culture? You don't even want to ask me a question, you just want to take a picture. The Martian would come down and he would report and he would go back to Mars and you know what he would say to the leader of Mars? They're all attached to a device without which they cannot live or breathe. And the really ambitious ones have 5 of them. All right, now ask me the question.
Quick comment. I started watching Warehouse 13 again because of you.
Look, it's fun, isn't it?
I also love the show Mercy. I just wanted to know what it was
All
like.
the good ones bite the dust. And the Black Donkeys, I loved that.
What was it like to work with the show instead of Mercy?
Mercy was great. Taylor Schilling, who played my daughter's wonderful. Peter Garrity, one of the great actors of all time, as my husband. I mean, that's my thing, the Irish Catholic family. So it was wonderful. I thought the writing was great. And it lasted 1 season. What can I say? I don't know. There seems to be a very short attention span. And I don't know why that is. I think it's because we're living in a digital world, isn't it? We're not reading books anymore. You have a Kindle, or a Nook, or a thing, this big. Instead of embracing the ritual of the book, right? That goes for all kinds of art. That goes for all kinds of storytelling. And it certainly goes for interpersonal communication. I seem to be going off on strange tangents, but thank you. Thank you. Yes, here's a very striking looking man. Is that your wife behind you? Oh, she could protect your book. Now this is, are you a Vulcan? I see. Mm-hmm.
The absence of the tricorder.
All right. Okay.
My question to you is, throughout the 7 years of...
Do it with no emotion. Come forward to the microphone. Be a true Vulcan.
In the 7 years of
Yes. Yes, tuba.
question, were there any decisions that Captain Jim made that you yourself looked at and went, I would never do that?
I just told you, sleep with Chakotay. I also objected strenuously to having a lot of lizards with Lieutenant Paris in the gerbil there. I said, if I have to copulate with Lieutenant Paris, do I really have to produce lizards? What does this say to you about Janeway's capacity for sensuality?
So would you go back in time and change all this stuff?
Yes, I would give birth to children. No, there's not much I would change. A couple of the bottle shows I didn't like. I thought the emphasis on my hair was way too much. They should have simplified that out of the gate. Do you know? This bun of steel or whatever they called it. If they just let that be. Other changes? No. Because I think it had its own absolute heart, Voyager. And it found its way. Its own quite natural way. So I'm pleased. I could picket it forever. Do you know? But there's no point in that. No, I did my level best. I really did. Is that device? Say goodbye to that device. Goodbye, device. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yes, but you got a little emotional. Hi, what are you? You're an astronaut.
I'm part of my Commander Shepard costume. I'm very strong female.
Before she goes on, let us just have one moment where we recognize in absentia and in memoriam the great Sally Ride. I want to tell you a little story in San Diego, the 5th year of Voyager, and Sally Ride was invited to attend with me. We were going to be the 2 speakers. So I got on the stage, I started to talk, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25. Suddenly she came rushing on the stage. She was dripping wet because it was pouring rain outside. I said, Sally, where have you been? She said, I drove, I'm afraid to fly. I said, you are? She said, yes, won't take a commercial flight. Isn't it fantastic? Anyway, what's your question?
I'm interested in your performance.
Come to the mic.
I got interested in your performance to Voyager, and then I found out you did a lot of theater, to which I read a lot of your reviews on, well, originally through magazines and then finally online. Would you care to maybe just speak a little to your theatrical experience?
Well,
And how you brought from that to Voyager and Janeway.
all the Star Trek captains are theatrically trained. And we're all actually Shakespearean in our conservatory training. Because to be a Starfleet captain, you have to have something that's very big. Big enough to command a starship, which is, as we know, a figment of the very advanced imagination, right? So there has to be a sort of quality to the voice, to the stature. There has to be diaphragmatic control if you're going to whip out that techno babble. You wonder why they hired Sir Patrick Stewart has a wonderful voice. Bill Shatner. I have to tell you the true thing that happened. I'm again going on. But the guy who drove me here today, hi, are you waving? Hi. The guy who drove me here today I was in a taxi coming from the ferry, right? And he was probably from, I don't know, I didn't ask him, but I'm guessing Jamaica. And he said, you were into this? I said, yeah. Why? I said, well, I'm in it. You are? What are you? I said, I was a captain on Star Trek. You mean Star Trek with William Shakespeare? I said, I think you just said a genius thing. That's sort of like that, you know what I mean? So yes, I was trained by the great Stella Adler. I went to NYU in tandem with that. And my whole life was to be an actress in the theater. And television came knocking. And I'm sort of glad it did. Because you can do both with great comfort, if not dexterity. Thank you. Yes.
I gotta say, first off, Kate Mulgrew is way cooler than Captain Janeway.
I can see you've been reading Star Trek by William Shakespeare. Thank you very much. You dudes are cool. Do you know that? How old are you? How?
28.
You're the age of my son. But don't let that stop you. Come to the mic. Come to the mic. Yes, that's good. Pick it up. Oh, yes, you do.
Dear Penthouse, you'll never believe what happened to me.
Who went there? I didn't go there. The man went there. What is your question?
I just got into TV. I just started working in TV.
You just got into TV?
No.
How about you get into a lot of things? Yes.
I just started working in TV.
Working?
It's working.
What do you do in TV?
I'm the production coordinator production secretary on Undercover Boss Canada.
Are you a secretary or a coordinator?
Kind of both.
You're
So
kind of
I
both.
answer the phones and then I do whatever else they tell me to do.
I'm sure you do.
By the way, premiering September 6th on the Women's Television Network. Don't miss it.
You're a charmer.
And then, I want to eventually do scripted drama. Do you have any advice about how to work with actors?
Actors or actresses? Yes. You must be overwhelmingly flattering to the point where you really, sort of want to secretly throw it. But the more you flatter an actor, the more the actor is going to be inclined to be ambitious on your behalf. That's the extent of my advice on that one. And you just keep going the way you're going, pal, because you're going the right way. Okay. Good luck. And they all have sneakers, you know? They've all got those sneakers. Those sneakers are code for something. What's your question?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How's it going?
Is this too close? I don't have a device on me, so...
You don't have a device. I will forgive you. But I see the devices coming out behind you.
Okay, well, there is a sense that I guess the original series sort of ended before its time. And obviously, Voyager went on for 7 years. They did 2 Star Trek, 24th century Star Trek shows.
Yeah, but Enterprise did.
It's 22nd century.
Voyager and Enterprise are the only 2 starships that went for 7 years. Deep Space Nine was a space station.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm talking about?
You know this better than I do.
Okay.
But I was going to ask, did you feel like, as an actress, I'm really glad I can call you actor, as an actress, did you feel like you sort of accomplished all you wanted to do with Janeway? I mean, you said that, you know, you wanted to sort of explore her loneliness a bit more. Anything else like that you...
Her loneliness, her humanity. You know, Leonardo da Vinci, that was my idea. And I wish that there had been more of an exploration of Janeway's many-faceted personality. I mean, she was either a scientist, or she was a captain, or she was this. And I think that she was, you know, a complex woman. And I think that the next Star Trek should try to do that. That's really uncharted territory. The complexity of the captain. Because I think to want to be a captain is not unlike wanting to be a very good actress. It's complicated. You know? So that's what I think they should do. And thank you for knowing that actress is preferable to those of us who are over 20 to actor.
Keep that in mind.
Okay.
You're very eloquent in this book.
Thank you, thank you. Who are you? Hi. What's behind your back? Device. What's your question, darling?
Okay.
And I like that your shirt matches your ties on your shoes.
Thank you.
Did you think about that this morning?
Actually, I was just thinking about putting on my hoodie, which is just sitting under my seat. Commander Shepard, who you previously saw. Anyway.
What's your question? Now you're scaring me. What's your question? Because 7 of 9 has to come up here and ask me a question.
Okay. I want to ask, are you coming back for future Dragon Age games? Because you're going to produce more than just 3.
I should hope so. Simon was a great character, isn't he? Wild, mysterious, dangerous.
Did they tell you what Simon was?
No. You tell me.
I think she might be an atrocity, or not. Who will see?
That's a good point. I'll take it to the producers. Thank you very much. 7 of 9 is here. There's one in every crowd. This is a particularly lovely one. What is your question?
I just wanted to say, I was here last time, and inspired me to write again. This is really inspired.
Yes, that was cool. That was nice.
Well, coming from 7 of 9, that means a lot. It's a lot. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Yes.
You're actually drinking my milk coffee.
I take mine with a little cream, if you know what I mean. I don't even know why I said that. But I know this. You're a great group. You're telling me to wrap it up, right? Or do I not have to wrap it up? Are you saying yes, please wrap it up? No. Does that answer your question? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Very pretty. How do you guys get through the Expo? 4 days of looking at these bods, right? I mean, these women are gorgeous. And look at this one with little ears. What are you? Oh, you're a peachagoo or something. I can't keep it all straight. What's your question, darling?
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I love you from Voyager, and I find it very humbling watching you on TV every day almost. And I just wanted to know if you had any particular sentimental memories from your time there, or any particular
I do.
mementos that you might have taken with you.
I do. I have 2. And they're both tough ones. They're poignant. So bear with me, and then we will wrap this up. My mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in the last season of Voyager. And if you will recall, in Endgame, I have to say goodbye to Tupac, who was suffering from senile dementia, Alzheimer's. And in this scene, I remember thinking, I'm just going to give it to him. I'm going to give him the 7 years of everything that I felt and experienced. And I'm going to give this to my mother. And I'm going to give this to the women. And I'm going to give Janeway's heart completely to this scene. And I remember that he looked at me, Tim Rice, as we did that scene. And the struggle was so great for both of us that the tears were just sliding down our cheeks while we had to maintain the discipline. Because the feeling was, that's just the way life is. That your great friend, who is a Vulcan, is going to die not knowing who he is. And this must be given back. So that was a great thing. And the last day, the entire cast was released, and I was held for a week for pickups, just captain pickups. And meanwhile, they're picking up consoles, and they're getting rid of this, and that backdrop was going. And they had my captain's chair and part of the bridge, and they shot, a week of just close-ups, right? And finally it was, well, Kate, thank you very much for 7 years. That's a wrap. And I stood up, and a guy came, a crew guy came, a technician, and unscrewed my chair and carried it away, right? I'm standing now on a barren bridge, which for 7 years has been my womb, right? Chairs are gone. I thought, what the hell? And I turned, and in the doorway between the briefing room and the bridge was a shadow, a silhouette. And who do you think it was? It was my darling Robert Bernardo. And he came forward, and he held out his arms, and he said, congratulations, Captain. Now let's go have a bottle of champagne.